kindergarten, first grade. Are you ready to do your second project? You are going to create a still life. A still life is a collection of items that you draw or you paint. Now, we're not going to draw or paint a still life, but we are going to create a still life with cutouts. So make sure that you have all of the supplies that I have provided for you for this project. I have all of my stuff in front of me, so we're going to go ahead and start. I have my apple to trace out, and I have my 9x12 plain white paper. So what I'm going to do, our first step is to trace our apple 6 to 7 times. So what we're going to do, we're going to simply trace this apple. Take your time, because the faster you go, the more mistakes you might make. So you can take your time, and if it doesn't work very well for you with the colored side up, try to turn it over. So that's what I'm going to do. It wasn't working very well for me, so I'm just going to turn it over. Plus it'll give some of the apples a little bit different look. So try to get 6 or 7 apples out of your page of paper. Now, I don't know exactly how many I'm going to get out of mine. Sometimes you can turn your apple over and kind of position it differently. That way you might be able to get 7 apples out of your piece of paper. See how I'm positioning mine? Kind of looks like a mess right now, but look at that. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here's my 7th apple. Okay, now I have 7 apples. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our black crayon. I gave you all new crayons too. Everybody, you can take your black crayon, and we're going to trace each one of these apples with our black crayon. Now, you don't have to do it perfectly. If you can, just try to stay along the edge, stay along that pencil that you just marked. And like I said, it does not have to be perfect. If you get off of your line, that's okay, because we're going to color inside your apple too. We're going to color it. Now, what kind of colors of apples have you seen at the grocery store? Colored apples come in all kinds of different colors. They come in reds, they come in yellows, some of them even come in a green color. And some of the apples maybe look like they have all 3 different colors in them. Some of them look like they have some pink in them. So as you are coloring your apples, don't think you have to stick with just red apples. You can make as many red apples as you want to, but try to make a variety of apples too. It will make your picture a little bit more interesting. But you know what? It's up to you. You color your apples how you like them to be. Now that I have my apples outlined, now we're going to color them. Now I'm not going to show you how I'm going to, actually I am. I am going to show you how you can make a highlight on your apple. Do you know what a highlight is? A highlight is where it shows light bouncing off of an object. So to draw a highlight, you're basically going to leave part of your apple white. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw a kind of a rectangular shape along the side of this apple. So what you can do, I'm going to draw this one, or I'm going to color this apple red. I'm going to start the highlight right here, and I'm going to go down along the side, and I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to go like that. Now, I have a little rectangle on the side of my apple, don't I? Now the key is not to color inside that rectangle. We're going to color all around that rectangle, and when we get done coloring around that rectangle, it's going to look like that rectangle, or it's going to look like that apple is shiny. Let me do this real quickly so you can see. You can already see how that white is shining. It's almost shining outside of that apple, isn't it? Outside of what I've already colored. Because that white is so nice and bright, it looks like that apple is shiny, doesn't it? So let me get the rest of this colored. And there we go. Look at that. It looks like a shiny red apple. Now you can color as darkly as you want to. I'm not going to get too picky because we're away from school. I'm not going to make you color it in all the way. So you color it in as much as you want, and you make that shiny red apple just the way you want. Now, to do the other apples, you can do the same thing. You could put your highlight on the same side, or you could put it on the opposite side. You could do it either way. I'm going to pause my video, and I'm going to color the rest of my apples, and you can do the same thing. I will see you in a bit. Alright, kindergarten first graders, welcome back. So, I have finished coloring my apples, and as you may have noticed, I have a few extra colors. So if you have other colors at home, go ahead and pull those out if you want to. You don't have to stick with just the colors that I gave you. So, and actually what I'm going to show you, this apple here, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to. Because sometimes when we pick out apples in the grocery store, sometimes they do have some yellow in them, don't they? And that will just give our apple maybe a little bit different look to it than the others, okay? So you don't see a whole bunch of yellow coming through, but that's okay. Just a little bit will make it set apart from the rest. And maybe we want to put a little bit of green in for this yellow one, just to make it a little bit different. Sometimes they have little stripes from the top of the apple down to the bottom of the apple. And that looks kind of interesting to me. What do you think? What do you think? Do you like that? Now the next step on our instructions is to take a pair of scissors, and we are going to cut our apples out. Now if you notice, I did get out of the lines on some of my apples, didn't I? Well, I knew ahead of time that we're going to cut these out, so it really doesn't matter too much. So what we're going to do, you can either have your mom or your dad cut out your apples for you. That's fine with me. Or you can get a child-sized pair of scissors and cut them out yourself. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pause my video again while I do that, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, welcome back, kindergarten first graders. So I have all of my apples cut out. Do you have all of your apples cut out? Now if you maybe cut too far into your apple and you maybe cut off too much of the black outline, you can take your black crayon again and you can go along the outside edge of your apple and just make it a little thicker like this, okay? Where you maybe lost some of that black crayon where you cut. Or you can just leave it the way it is. It's up to you, okay? Now, the next step on our instructions is to work with our basket, okay? Now I have this brown piece of paper. You have brown construction paper. I have this brown piece of paper, and your piece of construction paper has 3 little lines going up and down and 3 little lines going side to side, okay? So So what we're going to do, we are going to continue that pattern, okay? So what we're going to do, take your black crayon and we're going to do 3 up and down marks underneath this. So it has up and down, side to side, then up and down, and then we're going to draw side to side. And if you have enough room, you can do another one like that. So after you have this pattern, what you can do is now work from the middle outward and the middle outward going this way. So I'm going to start at the top. So these stripes are going up and down. So now I'm going to draw 3 little stripes going side to side. And then I'm going to draw 3 little stripes going up and down, and then side to side, and up and down, and side to side, and then up and down, and then one more to get to the end of my basket, side to side. Now I'm going to continue with my next row. Here, the middle ones are going from side to side. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do up and down, side to side, up and down, side to side, up and down, side to side. And you can curve this last one if you want to, side, up and down. Now what I'm going to do, we're just going to continue these markings on our paper until, you know what, it's going to look like you have a brown basket for your apples. Isn't that cool? So we're going to put the up and down, side to side. This is a pattern. Do you know that? You are making a pattern on your paper. Here we go. Now, after we have this side done, I'm going to pause it and I'm going to do the other side, and you can do yours as well. See you in a bit. Okay, welcome back, kindergarten or first graders. I have completed the other side of my basket, and I hope you are pleased with your basket. If your basket didn't turn out exactly like you wanted to, you can always turn it over and use the other side. Or you can use a different piece of color of construction paper and have your mom or your dad help you make another one. Okay? For now, I'm going to set mine aside and we're going to work on the next part of our project. I gave each of you a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and it has some wallpaper on the bottom part of it. Okay? So what we're going to do, I want you to decide, do you want to decorate the top of your artwork? Do you want to decorate the top portion? It would be almost like a wallpaper or the wall that you would see behind your basket of apples. So I want you to decide if you're going to decorate yours now. I think I am just going to put some simple designs on mine. I have my crayons here, and I'm going to put some simple stripes of purple and pink. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some simple wavy lines on my cardstock, just to show that it's got some wave on there from maybe some wallpaper in the background. Next, I'm going to put some purple polka dots maybe, just to show some difference. Okay? Now if you want to make a more complicated design than this, that's fine. You do whatever pattern you like to, or you know what? You can leave it blank if you want to. You could also cut out shapes out of maybe some construction paper and glue them on. Or you can draw shapes if you want to. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do. The next thing I want to do is to arrange my basket and my apples. So I have my basket here, and we want to make sure that our basket is set down below the top of the wallpaper, because if we have it sitting like this, that's going to look kind of weird. We want to make it look like it is sitting on the table. So I'm going to put mine right about right there. Now, not all of my apples are going to fit inside my basket, so I'm going to put some of my apples on top of my basket and some of my apples underneath my basket, like they're sitting on the table. Okay, and they can overlap if you want them to. Just like that. I think I'm going to put a couple up here. I'm going to put one right up on the top here. Here we go. What do you think about that? How does that look to you? Now have you noticed I haven't glued anything down yet? I want to make sure that this is exactly the way I want before I get my glue stick out. I think I'm going to put this apple all by itself right over here. And I'm going to scoot these two over here. And you know what I think I might do? I'm going to lay this one up on its side, just like that. All right, I think I'm ready to use my glue stick now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my glue stick, and I'm going to pick up each apple from where I found it. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it. Here we go. Now before I get too far, I'm going to glue the bottom, just the bottom part of our basket. Okay, right where I had it. There we go. Just like that. Now I can do my gluing again. Right there. And now remember, I had this laying on its side. There we go. Lay that apple on its side there. Now, to do these, we're going to have to do the ones that are in the back first. So let's do this red one. And this yellow one. Actually, I'm going to do the red one first. Red one first. And set that on top of here. And our green one is going to go right there. That looks good. Here we go. All right. Now, look at that. Do you have all of your shapes glued down? If you feel like you need to, you can glue the top part of your basket too, if that makes you feel better. That way it's not so loose, and maybe it will keep it safer. Here we go. Everything is glued down. There you go. Guess what you just did? You just created a still life. What do you think about that? Do you like the pattern in the basket? Do you like the pattern on the wall, maybe behind your basket? Look at all those different colors of apples. Well, I hope you liked our project today, and I will make another video for our next project. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.